Hey, what's up YouTube? King James here. A new pistol was just released, the AMP-63. There wasn't a whole lot of fanfare, so you may not even know that it's been put out. But if you look in your pistols, you'll see one that hasn't been unlocked. Well, I unlocked it, and I tried it in Cold War, I tried it in Warzone, on Rebirth, and I tried both single and Akimbo. So I've got some interesting results for you right now. So in case you haven't checked it out, it's right here. It's the AMP-63 under pistols. And there is a blueprint in the store, although to be honest, I'm not sure I would buy it. I just don't think it's worth the money. However, if you want to unlock it, you can unlock it. And you do that by getting 5 pistol kills in 20 matches, or you kill a whole bunch of zombies at distance or something in zombies. I unlocked it in multiplayer because I was, leveling up a gun anyway, so I just got some pistol kills. However, it's not all that hard to unlock, but it does take a long time to play 20 matches because in Cold War, you can't back out. As soon as you back out, it doesn't count. So you have to actually play 20 full matches. So expect this to take probably an hour or two to unlock. So if you're already playing and working on something else, then just get some pistol kills and add it in. If not, zombies is probably the way to unlock this thing. So let me show you a little footage of me using it, and I'll give you my thoughts on it, because that's sort of a mixed bag, if I'm honest. So using it in single pistol format, it actually works pretty good. I tried it with a sight, and I tried it with iron sights. Like here, I was just using one of the sights, and it worked okay with the sight, but the iron sights on it are actually fine, so I never really used it again. I actually found it was pretty clean and fairly easy to use. It's got a 20 round mag, or 25 depending on what you take, which is enough to get a guy down pretty well, even if you're missing a couple shots and they're jumping around like you saw there. So it generally works pretty good. I'm not going to say it makes up for an SMG, but it's pretty close, and if you really like to get Ghost right off the hop, it's a pretty good alternative to that, and I found it was good enough that I could use it on Rebirth, because a lot of the fights on Rebirth are pretty close range, so it definitely works there, because this is certainly a close range gun. I did like it better as a single pistol versus Akimbo, and I'll show you that right now. It makes a good secondary for an LMG. Like I was using it with the PKM right here. It makes it good to get downs and stuff. So in Cold War, the Akimbo works pretty good, but you have a lot less health in Cold War multiplayer. I think it's only 100 or something like that. It's not very high. And you can see here, I've got the Akimbos out, and I'm able to get guys down pretty fast with it. Whenever I run around a corner, or I run into a building and there's a guy there, you just shoot and you'll be able to get them down. But like I said, right, the health pool in Cold War is a lot lower than Warzone. But in Warzone, it wasn't quite as good. So here it is in Warzone with Akimbo, and the thing that I don't really like about it is there's a ton of recoil, and because you don't get the benefit of slowing down your camera when you're ADSing, you really have to be careful how you move. And if you're not used to doing that, it's a lot tougher. Like you just can't get Akimbo and use it. And what I ended up finding was I ended up getting killed with it all the time because I couldn't hit my shots. Maybe because I don't use a lot of Akimbo, but that was sort of the problem. But listen to what I say right here. I'll back it up.
The new one, the AMP-63, they're not good. Everybody said they're not good. I was trying to make them good. They're not good. You can't make them good.
So I ran the AMP-63 with a whole bunch of different loadouts just to try it out. So I ran it with the FAR 83, which I really like as an AR. I ran it with the PKM, which is a great LMG. And I also ran it with the Swiss K31, which is one of my favorite sniper rifles. And I have builds for all of those actually in my channel. So you can just press videos and my other videos and you can check all those out. However, let's have a look at the AMP-63 loadout that goes along with that. And each one of these, which is good, is I got Ghost. So that's one thing that I like about it, is I get Ghost right off the bat. All right, so for the loadout on the single pistol, not Akimbo, definitely for the muzzle, sound suppressor. Sound suppression, ADS speed, bullet velocity, and sprint to fire speed. So all really great, and you don't end up with an ADS penalty like you do with the agency suppressor. For the barrel, I'm running the reinforced heavy, and that's because it's got effective damage range and bullet velocity. So this makes up for the effective damage range you lose with the sound suppressor. And for the laser, I'm using the Tiger Team Spotlight. Now it's got movement speed, so it helps you move really fast, and aim walking movement speed. So this really works nice in combination with how you're going to run this gun. And for ammunition, I run the 20 round mag on all the setups just because I don't want any penalty to ADS. And for the rear grip, I'm using the Serpent Wrap because it just gives you a ton of ADS speed. And this is how I run it for single pistol. Now let me show you Akimbo, which is a totally different build. So for Akimbo, for the muzzle, I'm using the agency suppressor because the only negative it has is ADS, but when you're running Akimbo with 2 pistols, there is no ADS, so it doesn't make any difference at all, and you might as well get that plus to effective damage range because trust me, you really need it with Akimbo. And for the barrel, I was running the Task Force, although to be honest, I think the reinforced heavy, like the way I use on the single, was probably the better way to go. Try both. both, and let me know down in the comments if you're running this akimbo, which barrel you use. I sort of bounced back between the two and didn't really find that I could make it any better. And for the laser, I'm using the 5 milliwatt laser because you really want that hip fire accuracy, because you're basically hip firing these things all the time. Now you can't run the serpent wrap because you have to use the stock and use dual wield, and that's what gives you 2 guns. It unlocks, I think, 35. And for the ammunition, you might as well run the Stenag 25 and get the extra bullets. Other than reload quickness, which is really fast on this gun anyway, ADS penalty doesn't hurt you, so you can get the extra 5 bullets because you're never ADSing with it. And this is how you run it with 2 guns at the same time, or what they call akimbo. Now, to be honest, I don't think I'd run this thing akimbo. It just didn't work for me. Alright, so give me your thoughts in the comments section down below. If I'm honest, single pistol, it actually works pretty good. It's not the fastest time to kill, it's a little slower than popular SMGs, but it's not terrible. I didn't find that I was outclassed too often in it, and if you use game sense and shoot first, you'll be alright. And you get ghost all the time, which is nice. Akimbo, I couldn't make this thing work akimbo. It was just like, the aim is too wild, the range is too low, and the recoil is too high. If they buff this thing, it might work for akimbo, but right now, it's just not working. Go with the Diamati's if you like to run akimbo. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. If you don't see me in Warzone, if you don't see me in multiplayer, it's only a matter of time, baby. King James out.